Today on Coaster Trek, it is October 5th, 2025, at the Del Mar Fairgrounds in San Diego. This video is a walking tour of all the various modular layouts that were present. Be sure to look for a great train show near you, as well as click that like button, the subscribe button, and share with all your friends. The first layout is the European Train Enthusiasts of Southern California. Everything on this layout is designed to resemble a village or landscape of the old country, including the trains, which generally run on overhead power lines, although the overhead lines on these modules are for show only. What is becoming more popular on European models are cars and trucks that run on a trackless road. Women beating rugs is a common theme at this train show. It is not sexist at all. It is a symbolic reminder that the modelers' wives will beat them senseless if they do anything outside that house other than playing with trains, which simply means model railroad husbands are whipped. This person looks like he is getting blown away. This car at the end of the train is the European version of the caboose.
It's got a red light. It's a red signal.
This train is waiting for a green light. One thing that is barely seen here is the third power rail in the middle of the track. The European trains still use the tried and true method of three-rail type of track and have made the center rail almost unnoticeable. This is awful, all those people waiting on the platform for the passenger train, and it just went by without stopping. Why is this guy in the background watching such a plain train between this elaborate layout? This light turned green, but the train hasn't started to move yet. Any second now, and the train behind it will start to honk. problem with modeling electric trains is that these overhead wires are very fragile.
Thank you, Bill.
These modules are displayed by the Antelope Valley Z-scalers. Only in the model railroad world can you find an Alaska railway train zooming through the desert. This farmhouse is over an active tunnel, as well as an abandoned tunnel portal that has steps carved into the hillside, and a campfire at the bottom. The train in this yard had graffiti cars, which are quite popular in the model railroading world. Is that a snake? Yes, it is a snake about to eat these vacationers. This is Big John's Tonka Toys. Makes you wonder why he is called Big John. This little track in the park is a train that runs on electromagnets. As usual on model railroads, structure fires take decades to put out.
Otherwise, they're not wrong. You want personally from the back of the box. That's what the logic is.
The Southern California S-gaugers were also here. S-scale is popular for modelers who like scratch building. It is also the major scale you can find die-cast cars in. Sometimes model railroad scenes side by side don't make much sense, such as this pool party right next to a Jewish synagogue. Here is another bridge for the pesky giants to go through. This corner module used to have a beautiful field of wheat, but all those cows ate the whole thing. Always be careful of hungry cows.
I'm not running for like 3 o'clock today. Okay. Oh, okay, good. Yep, looks great.
The yard in the middle is called a fiddle yard, where the giants can fiddle with the locomotives and rolling stock. It looks like this combination of switches and crossovers was just made to confuse everyone. The purpose of this module is to show off someone's car collection.
Beautiful.
The only thing is I got to cook again.
No, mine you do not. Perfect.
I just added these working chips. It's not too soon to let that one in the fridge.
N-track, of course, was what put modular railroad clubs on the map. So there will always be an N-track club at every convention. This module represents what happens after a tornado or hurricane sweeps by. This special train is a Halloween special, and I have never seen commuter trains go that fast in real life. You would also never see two canoes between waterfalls like that either. Here is another module of women beating rugs. This is just a reminder the owner of this module has a wife who is watching him like a hawk. She probably has a GPS tracker hidden on him and he doesn't even know it. In this module, Harry Potter meets Minecraft. It even has a whomping willow. This old West town has a lot of detail. There is a woman feeding chickens. As usual, when there is a church, a funeral and wedding are going on at the same time. Churches on model railroads are skilled at multitasking. Here is another scene of women beating their husbands. I mean rugs. In the distance is a wedding, in a park. Should we tell the poor groom he is 30 feet away from his future, or let him learn the hard way? Here is a model of one of the old Taco Bell buildings they used decades ago when they still made real Mexican food, before they moved into new buildings and now sell food that comes out of the freezer into the microwave. These old buildings have now been sold to mom-and-pop establishments that serve real Mexican food, made by real Mexicans, and is always much better. These poor workers are resurfacing the roof of this building, while in a distance a giant is escaping. This mortuary is right next to a church and graveyard. What a great time-saving concept. This is the backside of a module. We will have to check out the front as well. The plexiglass protects the modules from damage, but it makes it difficult to film with a camera. Here is the front side of that last module, where a tourist train goes alongside an active volcano. This very short module helps fill small gaps in the big layouts. Usually they are of wild pool parties the blanket-beating wives don't know about.
Last year, it's got a top level
This module has a ton of things to look for, treasure map style, like the beetles next to Herbie the Love Bug. That is the Wagon Queen family truckster on its way to Wally World.
Sometimes you gotta get... Yeah, I've checked you guys a couple times now. I live here in San Diego, so... Well, not retired, I'm still working. But we can do that.
This is Slimer getting shocked. You can also see a Wienermobile and a DeLorean behind the billboard. Under the bridge is the Loch Ness Monster and a mermaid. There is Bigfoot. This small module also had the largest collection of kids looking at it. The three bears are in front of the log cabin.
Where's the mermaid? Oh, there she is. Look.
This is the 3-rail O-scale display. There was no 2-rail club this time. The century-old rivalry between 2 and 3 railers is so passionate. Usually when the 2 railers and 3 railers are in the same room, they will fight. And it's very hard not to laugh watching old guys fight. Even though it's usually a serious situation and fights like this will clog the geriatric ward at the emergency room. This train features 101 Dalmatians. A large G-scale layout was present. They have a park-themed module using an N-scale train as a miniature train ride, as a way to boast about their size to the N-scale clubs. This is the Mad Cow Meat Processing Plant. Model railroaders have a terrible sense of humor, which is why their wives are more than eager to get them here and out of the house. This poor little boy is in control of the whole layout, which requires a lot of responsibility, but he is secretly thinking, "My parents made me come here, so I can't go to the dance and pick up girls and get into some fun trouble." Just look at the excitement on his face, and his friends are all at the party laughing at him. This layout has a corn maze, but should a cornfield really be that close to power lines? This layout had an unusual loop in the middle for the club members only. I don't think this train with the fish car ever went on the outside loop. There is a nice Halloween theme on these modules. There is a nice surf shop with women in skimpy bikinis. The owner of this module is probably divorced now. The La Mesa Club brought their own DJs that got on their microphones and talked trains. Listening to old guys talk trains on a podcast in a warehouse that echoes was more annoying than the narrator using an AI-generated voice.
This is just a little slice of the pie, but the layout is representing the San Joaquin Valley. As you can see, we have the live oak trees. There's a mixture of blue oak, standard acorn oak, and a little something in between.
SoCal was right next door to the podcasters. The Z-scalers always have very detailed modules despite the small scale. The first module has a Breaking Bad theme. Here's a police car responding to an electric car that broke down in the desert. Behind these rocks are some horseback riders secretly laughing at the people with the electric car. Here is another wild party at an old-fashioned swimming hole. This module shows what buildings are going to be placed in the future. This beautiful steam engine isn't very big. Here is another one of those magnetic train tracks around the restaurant in the distance. The 20s and 30s Club depicts the USA between the 20s and 30s. Ironically, these club members were also in their prime during the 20s and 30s. Their layout was having power problems this day. Is it because they used 2-rail track and the 3-railed European clubs sabotaged their layout? We will never know. This module features narrow gauge track. This module takes place on a winery, where a wedding is going on, another painful reminder of the plight of the poor model railroader.
Try to, Charlie.
In this city scene, on top of this roof are some men checking out the nude sunbathers on the roof across the street. This is sexist, since there are no nude male sunbathers for the women to peek at. This is the Orange County Modular Railroaders Club. These women are waiting for the guy to fix his car so they can go out on a date.
Because it's messed up.
That's not an excuse.
I don't feel like taking it apart and fixing it right now. What concerns me more...
You can't do it with just remapping one of the functions?
No, there's some...
In front of these cars are two women in bikinis sitting on beach chairs. They lure men with fast cars to stop because they think they are going to get lucky. Then they kill the men and keep the cars. That's how women collect classic cars. These two guys with the surfboards are contemplating checking out the girls with all the cars, but we have no way to warn them. Here is a highly detailed module of an old western town. There is even a blacksmith working in the shop. There is another wedding in front of the church. Model railroad figures love having outdoor weddings in front of churches and not inside them. This is a replica of a real train station, as well as the Queen Anne house next to it.
Queen Anne House. Arrowhead water bottle.
This model is of the original Capistrano station. This is the best module since the tops of the buildings have been removed, and you can see the great detail the modeler put into his project. As you can see inside the church, there is no wedding going on. In the school, kids are writing on the chalkboard. This is the blacksmith shop. Here is a saloon with a card game going on. Next door is a hotel with a naked woman laying on a bed. And next to that is another hotel where a cowboy is hanging out with his hourly girlfriend. He will soon realize his wife's blanket beating has been practiced all this time to give him a real good ass whooping when he gets home. Across the street is another bedroom, and behind the sheriff's office is a gallows to hang horse thieves.
I got mine for 90 or 100. So it's not unreasonable what you get. It's a very simple program.
The next module over has a more modern town that also has removable rooftops.
It's an old phone, junky old phone. There's no card in it, but it works on Wi-Fi. All your old phones will work on Wi-Fi. You got to.
Every once in a while, you will see one of the giants playing with the trains the old-fashioned way. This video ends with a 5-train traffic jam. Hopefully they can get out of it. Thanks for viewing. Be sure to leave comments below, click that like button, the subscribe button, and share with all your friends. And be sure to visit train shows near you.
Not in here. Not in here. Not in here. I'll tear it off the mouth if you want me.
Yeah, Mike's been having some trouble, that's for sure. Want to switch that? I don't think he wants to switch. 14? 14?